Caitlin Clark got a little get back at Kelsey Plum.
She was taking a shot.
Could not help but to drag Caitlin Clark through the glass as she did it.
0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
The WNBA is on a hot streak. They're finally turning a corner.
What happened just a short time ago has created another huge talking point across the WNBA. Many fans are now looking at the situation between Kelsey Plum and Caitlin Clark in a completely different way. According to many reactions online, Clark answered the criticism in the strongest way possible, not with an argument but through her actions. Instead of turning it into a personal fight, she allowed events to unfold naturally, and many believe the outcome spoke for itself. Whether people agree or disagree, the discussion has spread quickly throughout the basketball world. Before we break everything down, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Once you hear the full story, you'll understand why so many fans are talking about it.
You have sore losers and you have sore winners, and Kelsey Plum is both.
We want to blow them out. We're a lot better than them.
We're watching for the league. We're really watching for Caitlin Clark. Everyone's going to be making more because of Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is the one bringing in the numbers.
Well, there's one that...
To understand why this became such a major topic, we need to go back to where the discussion first started. This wasn't viewed by many fans as a random disagreement. Instead, it grew out of comments that some believed reflected frustration surrounding Caitlin Clark's growing influence in the league. The conversation began during the WNBA All-Star Weekend, which was expected to celebrate the league and bring everyone together. Instead, attention shifted toward player salaries and the "Pay Us What You Owe Us" campaign, with players calling for better compensation. That issue received support from many people, as most agree WNBA athletes deserve improved pay. During one media session, however, Kelsey Plum made comments that many interpreted as criticism directed toward Clark without mentioning her by name.
I'll tell, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
Or her actually making comments about Caitlin Clark's team not being at this meeting for the CBA negotiation.
Plum suggested that not everyone connected with Team Clark had taken part in the players' efforts, and those remarks immediately sparked debate. Many fans believed the comments were aimed at the player who has brought more attention, television viewers, and commercial interest to the WNBA than anyone in recent history. Critics of Plum argued that the timing of those remarks was unfair, especially because Clark was not even present during All-Star Weekend. She was away from the event while recovering and dealing with her own situation, meaning she had no obligation to participate in every public activity surrounding the event. Even people outside the basketball community noticed how quickly the conversation shifted toward Clark despite her absence.
Took a shot at Caitlin Clark during that whole thing about Team Clark wasn't very present for that.
To me, I thought that was a little dig at Caitlin. A lot of people definitely thought so.
Plum, she was taking a shot at Caitlin Clark's situation involving the "Pay Us What You Owe Us."
Since entering the WNBA, Clark has played a major role in attracting new fans, increasing media coverage, and helping women's basketball reach audiences that had never followed the league before. Many people believe her popularity has also helped strengthen the league's business growth. Because of that, Plum's comments received immediate criticism from fans and media personalities. During the same press conference, Sabrina Ionescu appeared noticeably uncomfortable as the discussion unfolded, while analyst Stacey King openly questioned the wisdom of criticizing one of the league's biggest attractions. Statistics also became part of the conversation. Television ratings have climbed, merchandise sales have increased, ticket demand has grown, and expansion fees have risen dramatically since Clark entered the league. Many observers argued that those developments made her one of the WNBA's most valuable figures during discussions about the league's future.
Couldn't help but to say that Caitlin Clark didn't join in on the t-shirt discussion.
This week they wore t-shirts saying, making a statement, you better pay us. But instead of just leaving it at that, Kelsey Plum for LA had to take a dig at Caitlin Clark. Here she is.
The t-shirt, just United Front was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
Rather than responding through interviews or social media arguments, Clark chose a different approach. She stayed quiet and continued focusing on basketball while allowing the conversation to develop on its own. Many fans viewed that decision as a sign of patience and confidence. Soon afterward, Clark announced another major partnership with Nike, further strengthening her growing list of endorsement deals and proving that global companies continued investing heavily in her brand. Around the same period, Plum shared photos from a Nike-related event despite being sponsored by Under Armour, Nike's longtime competitor. Clark later left a brief Instagram comment that quickly spread across social media and became another major headline. The short response generated enormous attention, with many fans praising its timing. While debates continued online, Clark's endorsement opportunities kept expanding, and her popularity with major brands remained stronger than ever. Supporters argued that she let her growing success answer the criticism instead of becoming involved in public arguments. Since then, Plum has largely avoided adding more to the discussion, while Clark has continued attracting attention through her performances and growing influence both on and off the court. 6. Many fans believe this story represents something much larger than a disagreement between two well-known players. It reflects the ongoing discussion about how some veteran players have responded to Caitlin Clark's rapid rise in popularity. Before Clark entered the league, the WNBA faced challenges involving television audiences, media exposure, attendance, and overall business growth. Since her arrival, viewership has increased, jersey sales have climbed, arenas have filled more consistently, media interest has expanded, and new business opportunities have followed. Supporters point to those developments as evidence of her impact on the league's continued growth. Even so, some veterans have continued expressing frustration or skepticism toward the attention she receives. Many fans argue that Clark's success benefits every player because greater visibility creates stronger financial opportunities, larger audiences, and increased leverage for future league growth. Throughout all the discussion, Clark has continued taking the same approach. She avoids unnecessary drama, stays focused on basketball, and lets her performances and achievements shape the conversation. Her supporters believe the results speak for themselves, and many feel the league is experiencing one of the most important periods in its history as her influence continues to grow. As the discussion continued, more basketball analysts, former players, and fans shared their opinions across television shows and social media. Some believed Clark handled the situation exactly the right way by refusing to respond emotionally, while others argued that disagreements between players are simply part of professional sports. Regardless of those different viewpoints, one thing became clear. The attention surrounding Clark continued to grow with every passing day. Even when she wasn't speaking publicly, her name remained at the center of the conversation, showing just how much influence she now has throughout the basketball world. Every game, interview, and social media post connected to Clark seemed to generate another wave of headlines, proving that interest in her career continues to reach new levels. Meanwhile, the WNBA continues benefiting from the increased attention surrounding its biggest stars. More nationally televised games, stronger ticket demand, and growing interest from sponsors have created opportunities that many people believe will help the league for years to come. While debates between fans continue online, many observers believe the focus should ultimately remain on the basketball being played. Every successful season helps attract new viewers, inspire young athletes, and strengthen the future of women's basketball. As competition across the league becomes stronger, every major storyline receives even greater attention from fans, media outlets, and basketball analysts around the country. Looking ahead, all eyes will remain on Caitlin Clark and the way she continues responding to both praise and criticism. Rather than allowing outside distractions to affect her performance, she has consistently let her play speak for itself. Supporters believe that approach has become one of the biggest reasons behind her growing popularity. At the same time, veteran players, league officials, and basketball fans will continue following every major moment as the WNBA moves through another important season. Whether the conversations involve competition, player relationships, or the league's continued growth, one thing is certain. Caitlin Clark remains one of the biggest stories in professional basketball, and every chapter of her career continues to capture the attention of fans around the world.